Hello everyone and welcome to another News Coolum video. This is a dark day for Chevy Bolt EV owners, and I mean that literally. It's like drizzling and raining outside. But in all seriousness, GM just announced a recall for what they say is some 2017 to 2019 Chevrolet Bolt EVs, and this is due to a series of fires. I think GM acknowledged 5 of them that they know about, and that might be all, but there might be some others. There was one in Ukraine that I covered in a story about a year and a half ago. And I don't know if that's part of their investigation, but it seems to be a similar issue. This prompted an investigation by the NHTSA. GM, in order to mitigate any sort of major issues, issued this recall. And essentially what it looks like the recall is going to do is software lock the battery to 90%. Now, they did mention that if owners want to, they can simply engage Hilltop Reserve Mode or target charge limit in the 2019 Chevrolet Bolt EV. And what this will do is prevent the top 10% of your battery from charging. And the reason that's important, what that does is as lithium ion cells increase their charge, their voltage also goes up. And so what GM identified so far is that in all of the cases that they looked at, the Chevrolet Bolt EVs were at a very high state of charge, meaning the battery pack voltage was near the highest or the peak level that it's supposed to be at. Now, we don't know what's causing these fires yet. GM's still investigating it. They're still looking at it. They have engineers trying to determine it. But they do think that there could be some sort of correlation or connection to that voltage level. And in the meantime, right, while they're investigating, they just don't want Bolt EV owners to charge up to 100%. And, you know, I've had my Bolt EV for 4 years now, almost 4 years, almost 130,000 miles. In my first year of ownership, I charged up to 100% basically every time I plugged in, other than DC fast chargers. The only difference is because I didn't have charging at home, it wouldn't stay at 100% for very long, right? Maybe a few hours at a time, but very rarely would my car stay at more than 95% battery for more than 24 hours. So since then, though, in the last 3 years, I've basically exclusively used Hilltop Reserve Mode unless I'm going on a long trip, and then I'll charge up to 100%. Just a few weeks ago, I forgot I turned Hilltop Reserve off, charged all the way up to 100%. The car sat overnight with 100% charge. It happens from time to time, but this is just something that GM wants to do to prevent or mitigate any potential issues. And like I said, I agree with them. It's a pretty easy thing to do. Most Bolt EV owners do not need the full 240, 250 miles of range on a daily basis. And I personally just don't think it's probably that big of an issue charging up to 100% every now and then. But it really does seem like this is something related to some sort of faulty equipment. You know, a lot of people have said, well, what about the battery cells? I don't really think the battery cells are involved because some of the fires didn't consume the entire vehicle, which means the fire seems isolated to the electronics connected to the battery, not the battery cells. And so, well, you know, my recommendation is, you know, if you can, take it to a dealership. If you can't, follow GM's guidance. Just set it to 90%, and if you absolutely need 100% charge, well, charge it to 100%, and then just make sure you do not leave it at that state of charge. You can always do departure charge, so you set it so it doesn't finish charging until about the time you're ready to leave, so it's never just sitting at a high state of charge. yeah, we'll see where this goes. I think interestingly in this though, they basically confirmed it again that the 2020 Chevrolet Bolt EV has a different cell chemistry, a different battery. It's not part of this recall. You know, some of us have noted that with the new cell chemistry that we think is the nickel cobalt manganese 7:1:2 ratio cells, that, you know, they basically they're a much better cell. When I reviewed the 2020 Bolt EV, I noticed much lower battery impedance, especially at, you know, low loads, where it was far more efficient than my 2017 Bolt EV. And of course the energy density increased to within 1 watt-hour per kilogram of the Tesla Model 3 with their 2170 cells. So those 2020 Chevrolet Bolt EV batteries were a big improvement, and they don't seem to be part of this recall. So that's another good thing. What comes out of this, we don't know. I have to imagine this is a short-term solution from GM just to mitigate any potential damages, and then the long-term solution will probably be a replacement of some of the electronics in maybe all of the battery packs from 2017 to 2019. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you think. Do you have a 2017 to 2019 Chevrolet Bolt EV? Do you need 100% of its charge range all the time? Is this something that's really going to impact you? What do you think is causing these fires, and what do you think is going to be the solution to this? What do you think GM should do? You know, pie in the sky thinking is, hey, everybody gets a new 66 kilowatt hour battery out of the 2020 Bolt EV. That would be great, but it would be expensive, and you know, I don't think that that's something that GM would be able to do, especially if they find that the actual cause of this is something like a much cheaper thing, like the main service disconnect or a fuse or something like that. So anyway, I hope this video was informative. I hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and thank you for watching.